Hello and welcome to the International Center for Strategic Alliances. Today we are joined by Alaa Sweidan. I hope I pronounced the surname right. Alaa, how are you doing today?
Yes, I'm good, good. Thank you, Mohammed, and welcome.
Thank you. And yes, welcome to ICSA Talks as a part of our ongoing series with the 22nd edition of the Connected Banking Summit. I'd like you to welcome to the ICSA Talk series where we bring to you executives from around the world who want to share knowledge that they've acquired with decades of experience, ocean of wealth. Now, just to give all of the viewers a quick introduction, Alaa Sweidan, General Manager at Taqniyat. Taqniyat, an organization that all of you will, by the end of this conversation, will understand what they do. With that being said, I understand, Ala, you bring more than 2 decades of experience across engineering, operations, and technology with leadership, of course, right?
True.
And I'm given to understand you hold a degree in mechatronics engineering, along with an executive MBA from ESCP Europe,
True.
which wonderful, clearly reflects both the technical depth and strategic clarity that you bring to work. So, if I'm not mistaken, Ala, you started your career with as a systems engineer and grew into the current role that you are with regional leadership roles across MENA region, where of course you help build scale technology operations, particularly in Saudi Arabia.
That's
That's
correct.
correct.
That's correct.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Now, known for the way you connect, I think if a person meets you in person, they will come to an understanding as, what kind of a gentleman you are, because the way you connect strategy with execution, building strong partnerships, especially in terms of navigating complex market environments with a practical and collaborative approach, of course, you know, uh, I can tell that at Taqniyat, a company which is recognized as a key technology enabler, especially in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia since 2011. Uh, you lead initiatives that support digital transformation, cloud modernization, and enterprise infrastructure advancements. And I can also see that Taqniyat's commitment to empowering financial institutions with scalable and future-ready solutions aligns very closely with the vision, especially of transformation that we're discussing today, right? And I personally should thank you and your organization. We're very proud to have you as a gold sponsor at the summit. And Ala, I have a lot of questions. I'm going to you know dive right into it. But before all that, uh, just give me a little bit about Alaa Sweidan that, of course, I did not cover. We want to know what is it that drives you to technology within the BFSI sector.
As a matter of fact, you summarized it all, Mohammed. Thank you. As you mentioned, I'm someone who started his career into technology and engineering, and then the normal shift was towards business development and strategic partnerships with different vendors. And it's like it feels great to be in Saudi Arabia today amid all this digital transformation happening amid AI race.
Of course.
That's what makes Taqniyat, so special, that we're into that. We're always focusing on moving from the traditional technologies and keeping on track with all the advancements and all the innovative solutions that are taking place worldwide.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Anna. That was a good understanding. In fact, I think with the current digital transformation race, in terms of especially AI and how the kingdom is so invested in making sure that transformation is the core of the whole economic growth, I think you've covered it very well.
Actually, Muhammad, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the past 10 years, if not more, they were very focused, and it's part of the vision. Either way, it's part of the vision 2030,
Mhm.
that they are really focused on the digital transformation and in the digital era. And now they are also pitching heavily in the AI race.
Absolutely.
And the main sector in Saudi Arabia, main driver is the banking sector and the financial
Yes.
sector. And that's why it's also great to be part of this Connected Banking Summit in Saudi Arabia to shed some light on how things are being done and to meet with all technology partners as well as people into this technology from the financial sector and explore more how we can jointly keep on track and align with the vision Saudi Arabia leadership has placed like a few years back.
Mhm. Well, I think because of what you just mentioned in terms of Vision 2030, I'm going to quickly dive into a couple of questions I've actually written down
Please,
here.
please.
Starting with Ala, what is Taqniyat's core mission, and how does it serve Saudi Arabia's growing digital economy? Right. Of course, you mentioned that the Vision 2030 covers pretty much everything, but what is it that Taqniyat is after in terms of your core mission for the vision itself for
Okay,
Saudi Arabia?
just to answer one point, Vision 2030 is so broad.
Massive.
Yeah, massive. Technology and IT are one pillar of that vision. So
Hmm.
now going back to our core mission in Saudi Arabia, we enable organizations across the country, across Saudi Arabia, to accelerate their digital transformation journey through innovative and scalable and definitely secure technologies and technology solutions. How we do that, we provide end-to-end services from starting with the IT infrastructure, modern cloud computing, networking, and all that is sealed with cybersecurity solutions. In addition to that, we are focused on software solutions and mainly on automation solutions and robotic process automation, which shows our strong partnership with a vendor, a world-class vendor like Nintex in that domain.
Of course, of
So
course.
to summarize, our focus is to help the public and private sector entities become more efficient, agile, and maybe data-driven because it's the era of data. And by that, we are contributing to the kingdom's broader digital economy and to the Vision 2030.
Wonderful. Well, very well summarized, especially covering robotic process automation. And of course, like you said, uh, you know, Vision 2030 is a massive vision, and it's not only helping the economy of Saudi Arabia grow, but a lot more economies by being a part of this contribution to achieve that vision, right? And because you mentioned, your partnership with, of course, an organization like Taqniyat and an organization like Nintex coming together is joint forces coming along, right? And
Yes.
that is bound to give out some amazingly successful results. With that being said, help me understand. Now, Ala, is Taqniyat supporting digital transformation and AI race in Saudi sector? Of course, you mentioned that AI, robotic process automation, and a couple of that, but how is Taqniyat specifically supporting the digital transformation and AI race?
Actually, there are so many players in the Saudi market who are supporting of this vision. So many players are doing that. But Taqniyat is an active participant today in the digital transformation and in the AI adoption.
Okay,
How we do that? We do it by delivering intelligent automation and data-driven solutions supported by advanced analytics. And that is being done via partnerships with the global leaders in that domain. So, in a nutshell, we're helping organizations streamline their operations, enhance their efficiency, and enable smarter decision-making solutions. Our focus, because today, Muhammad, you hear a lot about AI. What we're
of
trying to
course.
do differently, but what we're trying to do differently, uh, uh, like is we're focused on practical AI use cases that could
Okay,
at least create measurable business impact and build local digital capabilities. So
wow.
the use cases that we are trying to provide are practical and they really like answer the needs and the pain of the business owners and the business decision makers.
Wow. So with practical and measurable use cases. You
Yes.
are able to you're able to use that in terms of structuring the operations differently compared to that of those that are already using it or contributing to the AI race. Now, that is interesting. Of course, before I move on to the next question, which I'd written down here, but I want to understand, would you like to maybe highlight a case study or a success story with a recent AI case with the organization?
So yes, actually, like we have one recent example with a financial institution that
Hmm.
was facing delays for example, in one of the solutions in document approvals and in compliance reporting.
Okay.
So there, where we partnered with Nintex with that to handle this and to treat that client, we implemented an Nintex-based automated workflow that is AI supported, and we reduced the process time from maybe several days, maybe few hours. Don't quote me on the
Wow.
timing, but yes, and doing that, we leverage the AI used to provide full traceability and audit readiness for the bank, for the financial
So
institution.
so it reduced the time frame from days to hours.
Definitely, and that was not the only thing. AI supported in providing traceability and audit readiness, which is major for financial institutions to keep
Of course.
compliant with the regulators, with the official regulators.
Of course, I mean, at the risk of digressing from the topic, I must tell you the kind of world we live in today, especially from a customer experience point of view, things need to happen, with the fingertips. Like nobody, and especially with the kind of generation that is about to come up, like Gen Z, especially if you look at it, they need things to happen right there and then, right?
Exactly. Add to that is that, like in the previous years, everyone was talking about data and the humongous amounts of data and the big data and all these terminologies. Now AI came, but also if it's not like via a practical use case, it's still vague. So here where we partner with really, as I mentioned, world-class leaders that and technology providers that can utilize this AI to answer basic needs and pain for the users or for the business entities, and accordingly solve their cases and issues in a timely manner, optimal manner, and efficient ways. And all this will, at the end of the day, as you mentioned, will provide customer satisfaction. What we call it customer satisfaction is the
Yes.
end user satisfaction.
Of course, of course. And that basically puts a good reputation to an organization, that especially the one that is dealing with finances, right? And it's very important for organizations that deal with finance to make sure that the process is streamlined in a way that, one, it is efficient, two, it's of course secure, three, most importantly, it's customer friendly. Because as of today, if you're not customer friendly, nothing is going to work out for you. All right. Moving on, Ala. Now, help me understand what is a differentiator, in terms of Taqniyat's approach from others in the market. Of course, everybody has a USP or a unique approach. What does Taqniyat do differently in terms of taking that approach compared to others?
Yes, as I mentioned, like there are so many players who are really participating and helping
Mhm.
everyone out there. But however, what makes Taqniyat unique and maybe has its own fingerprint is our holistic, local, and international vendor-backed approach. So we bring world-class technology. However, we combine it with local expertise and provide customized implementation and end-to-end support right here in Saudi Arabia. So that's our
Okay.
differentiator. At the end of the day, Taqniyat doesn't only deploy a solution. We analyze the business needs, we design the optimal solution and the workflows, and we integrate it securely. And here I would like to focus on securely with existing systems and ensure sustainable adoption through training and managed services.
Okay. Wow, that's, I think, a very, uh, not just a uniquely designed work cycle, but also a very secure one, like you mentioned, because you've you've not just analyzed the need of the client, but you've also designed the workflow to understand their metrics in order to be a sustainable work model, but of course, a secure one.
True, and you need the last point I mentioned, that you need to provide for these clients the needed training and the knowledge transfer so that the users adopt these technologies and make really good use of them.
Wonderful. Okay, so after the training and KT, the knowledge transfer sessions, you're working towards making sure that this is absolutely user friendly as well.
Definitely, definitely.
Wonderful. Okay, that's very good to know. Now, also, uh, how does Taqniyat help organizations align with Vision 2030's AI and digital transformation goals? Of course, this may sound like a repeated question from where I asked you how you're supporting digital transformation, but a little different in terms of the organization's alignment with Vision 2030's AI and digital transformation goals.
Okay, we said like Vision 2030 is huge, and
Yes.
the technology part is major pillar of that. AI
Mhm.
now comes on the prime end of this pillar.
Yes.
So frankly, yes, here the leadership, the government places a strong emphasis on AI adoption, and they announced so many initiatives in that
Absolutely.
regard.
Well, the world knows.
Yeah, so and they really focus on AI, on the digital innovation, and especially in sectors like the financial sector. So
Mhm.
at Taqniyat, our automation and digital solutions align directly with these goals.
Mhm.
So by integrating AI-driven insights into process automation, organization maybe can make preventive and smarter decisions, and they reduce operational risks and offer more personalized services. And this is major, by the way, in the banking and the financial sector.
Of
So
course.
Taqniyat role is to act as a trusted local partner and advisor that helps these institutions translate this national vision into practical and impactful action.
Wonderful. Well, also to be a trusted local partner is a big deal, especially it's in a region like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where, of course, like you said, I can see the leadership of the country itself is emphasizing on the usage of AI as prime, when it comes to technology, and like you said, a lot of initiatives coming up where, you can see that the leadership is doing everything in their capacity to make sure that every organization within the country is adapting to the latest more emerging technologies and the usage of technologies as well, rather than, because a lot of organizations, like you said, if from an outsider point of view, I'm not a technology person myself, right? But when the first I mean, of course, I've been doing panel moderations about AI and the latest emerging technologies. But the first time when I heard the term AI, and when I went and Googled, I think shortly after that, ChatGPT came in. So most times, AI is directly constant to
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT with us, right? So, and yeah, that part has made my life as a non-techie easier. But from when I sit down with experts like yourself and understand what artificial intelligence is doing, that gives us a different viewpoint altogether to understand how the technology itself is so vast and humongous that it has the power to run the world efficiently, securely, and to a point where it's the most important part is it's much less time consuming compared to anything else we've all done before, right?
Yes, yes, true. That's so true.
Perfect. Okay.
And to add on what you said, like for the users, like non-tech people who are not hands-on on how things are being done, they care only for two things: results and use cases or usage, and on how. Yani, don't expect from any normal person to keep on track with the pace of how things are moving. And we can easily tell from the big data to digital transformation terminologies, then to AI, now to engines like ChatGPT. It was really fast, really fast. So for end users, they only look at the end result. As you said, now you can access any engine like ChatGPT, and just with few clicks, you get all what you used to take like hours of research. So that's
Wow.
what makes the whole difference.
Okay. Now I've got another question for you. Right. Of course, you shared a success story, especially from a financial institution point of view. I want to understand if there is an example story or another success story where, say, Taqniyat's solutions, delivered measurable impact for a client.
Actually, to be accurate, now
Mhm.
we're in the middle of delivering a solution for one of our clients who has a lot of data related to their HR department, related so many features and fields in the HR department. So where we're using everything from workflow automation with partners like Nintex, coming to providing search engines where we provide both the employees of that facility and the HR personnel search engines that will make their life easier, that will make everything happens faster and better. We're now delivering
Oh,
that solution.
so this is an internal
No, no,
search
no.
engine?
One internal search engine at their department, yes, at their institution. Because when we first talk to them, they have like tons of data, but everyone in its silo, and they are not making
Yes.
use of this data. So what we did is we leveraged our know-how in providing proper workflows and eliminating a lot of not, يعني, of processes, and
The
accordingly,
hurdles.
yeah, and accordingly provide AI engine to make benefit of this data. And that's what I said, to provide measurable business impact.
Of course, of course. I've heard actually a success story on similar lines. I think Amazon uses an internal, uh, you
Actually,
know,
Muhammad, you've
search
heard
engine.
about Humane.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
Humane, I
yeah.
guess the CEO of Humane yesterday announced something like that on the sidelines of FII, Future Institutions Investment in Saudi Arabia. A
Wow.
similar case, because Humane now is the prime leader in AI
Yes,
in
of course.
Saudi Arabia. Yes,
Yeah, I mean, of course. I think when you know, to, like I said, how the country's leadership is working towards, strengthening the AI pillar of the economy itself, with Humane being the leader. I think I actually came across Humane when Donald Trump visited the United States, and
exactly, exactly.
one of my dear friends and a work associate, Mr. Turki bin Nader, is kind of leading their vision now, joining Humane. So clearly, I think there is a lot to witness. Now, before I
Such
go on, sorry.
Yeah, such initiatives like Humane will accelerate and will put everyone, Taqniyat and other players, into a race to provide more in that sector, and
Of
will
course,
make the adoption of such technologies easier for the decision makers, for the business decision makers.
correct. And it all it does is for say organizations that are inspired by organizations like Humane, it basically puts them on their toes to do much better and much faster
True,
compared to what they're doing, right?
true.
And so just to add to that, before I go about you know thanking you for joining us, I have one question in terms of what the future looks like now. uh, you know, Taqniyat works very closely with banks and government entities in Saudi Arabia and a lot of other regions around the world. When you look ahead, Ala, to the next 2 years, 3 years, which technology capability do you believe will matter most and why? As in, what is next when it comes to the technological advancements? Of course, like you said, we We've been looking at things from the IoT perspective to, you know, IR4 to Big Four to the way it is coming up, blockchain, crypto technology, and all that.
It's a question that I'm not sure I will be able to answer. It's tough to predict, like the things, how you see things are moving. Like no one imagined something like OpenAI and ChatGPT like few years back, but
Of course
it's
not.
here and now we're using it.
Yes.
So how personally I see the future, I see it as intelligent and connected and hopefully secure.
Well, you answered it better than any leader would. I mean, of course, being the expert that you are, better connected and most importantly, secure. That is the kind of future you and I actually want to have because, we live in a world today where everything is fast paced. But with that being said, we also want to be connected and be assured for the fact that, okay, this connectivity is secure, right?
Exactly.
So, uh,
So back also to your question, Taqniyat now is investing in areas such as AI-driven automation solutions and
okay.
definitely advanced cloud solutions and integrated cybersecurity frameworks to support our clients' transformation end to end. So our goal is to help enterprises and organizations leverage technology not just only to optimize their operations, but to innovate and to build smarter, safer, and more adaptive organizations for the AI era.
Well, thank you so much, Ala. I think I've learned more than what I would about AI and how Taqniyat is helping achieve the vision. Being a contributor to the Vision 2030, not just the Vision 2030, but the how helping different organizations within the kingdom strengthen their pillars and advance their existing digital transformation. With that, before I go ahead and say thank you for a very, very clear perspective you shared today, because it's clear that the work that you do and your team at Taqniyat is doing is driving. It's actually not just driving the whole technology. It's also about enabling institutions to operate, say, smarter and faster, and more importantly, more confidently. The financial landscape evolves, of course. And Ala, thank you so much. I personally, for one, and the team here, the International Center for Strategic Alliances, appreciate Takhniyat's partnership and your role in the organization and in the event itself. Collaborations like these actually are a testament to what moves the ecosystem forward. And we're glad to have you shaping the momentum with us. And
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Mohammed,
thank
for your
you. Thank
time.
you for today's
And
conversation.
definitely, we are, along with our partners, Nintex, excited to what we can achieve together in all this agile and fast-moving domain. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. And like you said, looking forward to personally see you very soon in Riyadh and host you at the summit. With that being said, partnerships like Lintex, like Takhniyat, and you all being part of an event that is bringing together C-suite executives, it only shows that your the commitment towards the industry, commitment towards helping grow the economy is second to none. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you for giving us the details.
Thank you,
Um,
Mohammed.
I look forward to seeing you very soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a lovely one. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye bye.